I almost forgot. Okay, so we are recording the call right now. And okay, so if anybody is just coming on, we have also a Q&A going on. If you go to the bottom of your screen, not sure how it works on the phone, but there's a Q&A and you can ask questions. We have Sassy Sarah on the Q&A line, and she will be answering questions. If there's a question that you want to ask to one of us, then Sassy will come on and tell us. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I want to say, first of all, that I hear a lot of times from people that I don't have time to do this business. I have this, I have that. But let me tell you something about every one of the people on this call right now. Everyone has something else going on. Everyone either has a full-time job, more than one job. We've got Amy, who does charity work big time and also has other businesses. And also with Christine, they also do charity things that keeps them really, really busy. We have Kathleen, who works full-time, and Liza, who works full-time. And Shannon does work for her husband, who works his own business, and she does a lot of that too. We all have kids. Some of us have 4 kids, and some of us have babies. And Christine has a new little baby. And so I just want to say that if we can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter of prioritizing your time, and that's kind of what we're going to go by. But I wanted to give you a little insight into our lives first. So we are going to start with Shannon McComber. She is going to be our first topic, and her topic is going to be the first things to do when you become an ambassador to get your business started with a big bang. Got to unmute yourself, Shannon.
I got so excited I forgot to unmute myself. All right. Well, anyways, I am excited to be on this call. First of all, because I get to share this call with several other jewels. And I have waited almost 2 years to be able to call myself a jewel. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication. So I know that everybody that's on this panel has worked their tails off to get to this point, because I know how much work and effort I've had to put into it. So I know how much they have put into it. So anyways, but with that being said, we have a huge team of people who love Plexus. We love what we do. We give it our all. We live it, eat it, breathe it every day, day in and day out. And the reason we do these calls is to give you guys the exact same training that we've had that's made us successful. Because anything we do, you can do, duplicate it, and you can do the exact same thing. So when you get started, when you join Plexus, it's a new adventure. I mean, that's how I saw it. It was an adventure. I love adventures. So I like things that are fun. But when I first got into it, I wanted to lose weight. That's what I wanted to do. That was my focus. But things turned around. I lost the weight, of course, because we have Plexus. And, I just started to work the business. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how to get yourself started, how to really get going and put yourself out there. The first tip, write this down, is to have passion. You have to have passion for your business. You have to have passion for Plexus. It can't be, well, I kind of like it. No, that's not going to work. You got to be passionate about what we're doing. You have to be excited about what you're doing. So when you join, you sign that dotted line, go after it with all you've got right from the beginning and just get out there. Even if you don't have a testimony yet, use my testimony. Use the testimonies of the people on this call. We all have testimonies. You can use those. Use your uplines. Use your sidelines. Use those testimonies to get you started. Don't wait until you have results yourself. You have to get started and get going. So when you join, one of the very first things you need to do is order business cards. You either need to order them from your back office or Etsy, or go to Vistaprint and get some business cards made. If you don't know how to do that, contact your upline and ask them to show you where it's at in back office, or go to Etsy, but reach out to someone that can help you and show you where to get business cards, because you're going to need those. You want to reach out, and I'm sure other people on the call tonight, they're going to talk about ways you can use those business cards when you're going offline. And then the second important thing is to get your customer group started. Again, you don't want to wait until you have results of your own. As soon as you join, get that customer group started. Get in there, get your posts loaded up, get files loaded up about the history of Plexus, an ingredient list. There's lots of things, files that you can find in the Rockin' group, and then also in your own ambassador groups of your uplines. Get in their files. There's files that you can copy and paste right into your customer group so that when your customers come on there, they're informed about what Plexus is and what Plexus can do for them. The next thing is you want to familiarize yourself with your team pages. Your upline is most likely going to have a team page, and then their upline is most likely going to have a team page. What I would encourage you to do is to get in through the files, look through and see, read what's there, and really fill yourself with knowledge about what Plexus is and what it can do. There's also a search engine in each of those groups. I would encourage you, say that you're wanting to know more about diabetes and how it's connected to Plexus. Go to your group, your ambassador group, and search. In that upper right-hand corner, there's a little box with a magnifying glass. You can put diabetes in that, and it's going to pull up anything with diabetes. And you can research that and learn it and familiarize yourself with all the products that we have. And then also, I encourage you to create a relationship with the people on your team. Don't ever feel like you're alone in Plexus, because this company is based on relationships. And I think that is a core belief that we have. If you want to be successful, you want to build relationships with people. Like every jewel that's on this call tonight, I have relationships with all of them because we've built that relationship over the last year or the last 2 years. So find somebody to talk to every day. If you don't have someone, reach up to your upline and say, hey, can you give me a buddy or somebody to connect with that can help me, train me, just somebody I can run the race with, because that's been great for me. From the beginning, I've worked with Jana, I've worked with Sarah. When Amy joined, Amy and I really connected right off. I mean, right off the bat, we loved each other. And ever since then, she's been my other running buddy. And these people, you talk to them, you cry with them, you laugh with them, because they're your friends. They become your family, basically. They're your Plexus family, but they're really like your blood family. So anyways, just to reiterate, to go over all of that, the first thing is order business cards. Do that. Get those ordered right now. If you haven't ordered them, order them. The second thing is start your customer group. That should be your main priority. You should be adding all your friends to that customer group. That will give you a wider base of people to reach about Plexus. The third thing is familiarize yourself with your team pages and get involved. Do as much as you can to learn about Plexus, the products, and create. And then the last thing is create relationships within Plexus. You want to build relationships with other people on your team, in your upline and your sidelines. Build those relationships with them. So anyways, that's my topic for tonight. And I will pass it off to the next person. Thank you, guys.
Okay, guys. I am Christine Savicki, and I'm so excited to be on this call with all my girls. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about product knowledge and how important knowing at least 1 to 2 things about each product. It's how important that really truly is. When you're talking to your customers want to have, they want to be able to trust you. They want to know that you know what you're talking about. When you have knowledge about the products, about the company, that is just going to create a positive experience for your customers, and it's going to instill faith in you and in the products and in the company. And without accurate knowledge, your products honestly are worthless. So knowing a little bit about each product, you don't need to know everything about every product. You know, a lot of people think that a lot of ambassadors get really overwhelmed thinking that they need to know everything about every single product, and it's just not true. So I like to tell my new ambassadors that, just a little bit about each product is what's truly important. You need to, that's the way you're going to build your customers are going to learn to trust you. They're going to order from you, and you're going to build a relationship with them, which is what is most important. So for instance, you may be thinking, well, what is the most important thing to know about each product? Slim, for example, you might want to know that chromium is the most important product. The chromium is really what helps to balance out the blood sugars, which is what this product was developed for to begin with. There's so many other products in there, ingredients in that product, but that is the main. That's the main one that you really want to know. X factor, really in there is the aloe. Obviously, helps with absorption. And lots of B vitamins. That's what gives a lot of people their energy. Accelerator, boost. Every product has has at least one key ingredient in there that you want to know about. And you can find, like Shannon was saying, go to the files in your uplines team page. Go in Rockin'. Go in, if you're a part of Amy's Queen Peas. We all have files in there that talk about the importance of the products, the ingredients in the products. I'm always stressing to go on Plexus Power Tools because there are so many documents in there that talk about not only what the ingredients are, but the science behind all of them and what each product, what each ingredient in those products helps with, so that you can target a specific audience. You may have someone come to you who has low energy, but they also have heart problems. So that's why you want to know that in X Factor, there's lots of B vitamins in there that they can substitute the X Factor for Accelerator, and they'll still get some energy. They'll still be able to boost their metabolism. A lot of people have asked me over the past year and a half, well, you say you spend so much time working, but what are you really doing working? I am spending hours online researching the ingredients in each of these products and seeing what does this ingredient do and who would it be helpful for? And then I target that audience here and there. So, you don't have to know everything, but knowing a couple of things about each product is really key. Knowing that is going to provide, your customers are going to trust you that way. So spend some time getting to know the products.
And I'm sorry, I want to cut in real quick. I couldn't find my unmute button a while ago, but I just want to go back really quick because I told each person that I wanted them to say something about their passion. So Shannon, if you can unmute yourself again real quick. I want each of these jewels on here to kind of tell what drives them. So we were talking about earlier that to get to where we are now, there is a passion behind each one of us. And it may be totally different for me than it is for you or than it is for Amy or Christine. But real quick, I think you guys could get a lot out of finding out what our passion is. And I feel like that if you can figure out what your passion is, you can let that drive you to your whole entire business. So Shannon, can you just give us a real quick blurb of what your passion is? What drives you?
As I was growing up, God, I couldn't even get that out. Anyways, growing up as a child, we did not have a lot of money, and my parents lived paycheck to paycheck. A lot of times, my dad was a minister, so that's what we lived on, was his pay as a minister. So we had a lot of paycheck to paycheck. We didn't have a lot of money. Sometimes we wondered how we were going to buy a gallon of milk for that week. So my passion now really relates to that a lot, because I want to give people the opportunity. I don't want them to have to be the kind of person that they can afford to go buy milk for their kids every week. That's not the way to live. It's not how anybody should live. You should be able to have plenty of money to go buy 6 gallons of milk if that's what you want to buy, or buy a whole milk factory, for crying out loud. But anyways, I would say that's what drives me, is that, and my passion is that I want to see people have financial freedom. I want everyone in my downline to be successful business women and businessmen. I believe that's absolutely possible with Plexus, and that's what drives me, is to see them be successful entrepreneurs and to really be out there and building their own business and being financially free.
Awesome. And Christine, can you tell us what your passion is?
My passion really is overall health and wellness, specifically intestinal health. I searched for years after I had my son 6 years ago. I just felt horrible. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was suffering with fatigue and depression, and I couldn't lose weight, and I just felt like I couldn't get one foot in front of the other. And I was going from doctor to doctor trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with me. And finally, I had my thyroid removed and realized I had autoimmune disorders, and then Plexus was introduced into my life. And I finally became pregnant once my body was on balance. And I really realized the more and more I educate myself that it's all because I had that harmful yeast in my intestines, which was controlling the rest of my body. It was just controlling everything. So I know how good I know how I feel, and I know how I felt, and I know how I feel now, and I know that that's possible for so many other people. So when someone comes to me with, a specific ailment, I know that if they give it time and patience and they're consistent with the products, that they really, can be successful in reaching their goals. Because I feel like if I can do it, then they can do it.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Next we have Kathleen Hepler with Duplication.
Hi guys, can you hear me okay? Okay, good. I'm Kathleen, and I'm from upstate New York, and I am so excited to do this today because not only am I speaking to you guys about being duplicatable and duplicating others, I'm also taking notes myself. So that is my homework for you guys, is to get out a pen and paper. If you haven't done already, start taking notes, because no matter who is on the call, I always learn something every time I do them. So the first key in being successful with this company is to take notes, follow those notes. So I'll give you a minute, get a pen. All right, you're good. All right, my first note to you is to find in being duplicatable is to find your style, first of all. If you haven't read it yet, look at the Colors MLM book. I'll post it on one of the Rockin' pages or whatever. If you haven't read that yet, it is super quick, super short. You can find it online and put it on your tablet and read it real quick. And it's key in finding the 4 different types of people that you'll talk to when you approach people about the business. Not selling. That is my biggest thing. I hate selling. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a teacher. I don't sell. And so for the people that think I am not good at being a salesperson, you can still do this. I'm here telling you, definitely I'm in that same boat. But find your style. Once you find your style, the way you are, the way you treat people, then look to all of the other jewels and diamonds that are doing the business and see what their style is. So you can relate to them, which is key. First thing is relate to the people that are like you. Then also branch out. Find the people that are nothing like you. All of the other colors in the 4 Colors MLM book. And follow them, because you need to learn something about those other 3. In order to learn something about those other 3, then you'll start posting about all in order to connect with all 4 types. You know your type. I know my type. I am that nurturing type, the teacher type. I have to break out of that because not all people are like me. So I should get to the business mindset or get to the party mindset, those kinds of things. So once you get that, then you could be duplicatable. You can look at other people. You don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. They have done it for you. They've paved the way. They've made their path, and they have their ideas of what has made them successful. Follow them. That's what I did. I copied everything, and then get my ideas based on that. So get your style, find other people's, and as you do, take notes on what they do and copy and paste and those kinds of things, and start to build your conversational speech with other people. So once you read that book, and you'll find out what how to chat with them, how to relate to them, what are the key terms you need to do. Once you find out the style of other people, that's how you start. And the biggest thing about duplication, that term, is not just copy what other people do. Look at what other people do, adapt it, and make it your own. And also, once you start to do that, and once you start to post to other people and talk to other people, real life, talk to other people on the phone, meeting people face to face, and then you become duplicatable to others. It's a two-way street. So I duplicated all of the jewels that I could find. In doing so, I found my style. I copied Sheila Medina. I went to Sonia Dudley. I went to Sarah Marble, and I looked online, YouTube, that is your homework. Look at YouTube, find out all of those people, those diamonds that do tons of videos. Go to YouTube, Google Plexus, and you will find all the top diamonds that do tons of training videos. Watch one of those, 2 of those a day. I watch 1 a day. That's all. Quick, short, get something out of it. Take little notes, put it in your head. And then once you start to do that on a regular basis, it becomes second nature. Once you hear other people talking about it, then you could talk about it to others. Again, that whole watch what they do, duplicate what they do, and then become that person that other people want to duplicate. Once you spread all the word about Plexus with all of the tips that Christine gave you about the products, all of the tips that Shannon gave you about so far with the steps on what to do when you start, that's how other people start to watch you and other people start to trust you. That is the big thing. Once they start to trust you, then they will follow you. Hence, you become duplicatable. In the middle of that, so you want to be one to follow. Each of you, as Christine was saying, that there are groups. Each of us have team groups. Go to each of the team groups. Look at what the questions are that other people ask. Don't assume that the leaders or the people that are administering the groups are going to answer them. You be the one to answer them. Every top jewel, top gem, every person that's starting to build a team, those people are the self-motivators. They find the answers. They look for themselves without being asked. I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm not saying ask tons of questions. But once you start to look at a question and say, I don't know that answer, I'm going to find out for myself, that becomes that self-motivator. You are creating a mindset that you will find it. And it's that spark that creates that spark inside that builds your team. That is my biggest thing. So definitely find out about all of the ingredients, find out ingredients of all the products, learn more about the products, learn a video a day. Let's see, all of my notes, that passion, find that passion. If you don't find it yet, if you're not really sure, start looking. Look at videos, see what sparks your interest. Because if you don't have a passion yet, that's all right. It's not a big deal. You'll find it once you start looking and finding what part of this company intrigues you, why you started in the first place. Become duplicatable is something that I have to do more so, is get yourself out there. Do more of showing your face. Do more of putting videos, putting pictures. Put yourself out there so that other people trust you, other people believe in you, and they will start to do the same thing. So you're following others and duplicating what they do, and you're becoming a person that other people want to duplicate. That's the key, and that's how you start a team, when other people want to duplicate you. It's really weird because I never thought that was me. I was following everybody else, but all of a sudden this little team just started growing and it was out of control, and it's awesome. So find it. You'll love it. You will love it. And I do. And as a teacher, as a mom of 4 kids, and everything else going on in life, this is my passion and this is what I love. I love to do it because the passion that Jana was asking about, I started because I wanted to get rid of my butt. It was huge and I was tired, really tired. But once I started the products and started all that stuff and got rid of that and got the energy, that my passion has become this team. It really has. Educating this team and building this team, that is it, which it is really amazing that you guys are the reason why I'm still here, because you're building me up and asking questions that I want to answer, and I don't know every answer. I have sincerely, none of us do. But the difference is that we go out and find the answer. So that's your job. And I'm out.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathleen. Next, we have Emerald Liza Reif, and she's going to be talking. Am I pronouncing your name right?
You are.
Awesome. Okay, she's going to be talking about the power of positivity.
First of all, I want to say 250 participants on right now, which is pretty awesome. So 250 people are seeing that Shannon and Liza didn't get the memo about fancy outfits. I just want to throw it out there. Yeah, you and your jewels, Kosmalski. Yeah, okay, nice. So my topic tonight is positivity, primarily on Facebook. When I'm talking to people about Facebook, definitely want to post in your customer group a couple of times a day, but I'm talking more along the lines of your personal page. When you're posting on your personal page, make sure it's positive information. Okay, if you had a bad day today, I'm sorry that you had a bad day today, but let's not portray that to the entire Facebook community, because now all of these people are friends with you and all of these people want to buy their products from you. I personally do not want to buy nor trust somebody who is coming across as negative on a daily basis. I get it. Every once in a while, I'll throw something like an article out there, but it's not on a daily basis. Making sure that you are visible too, like people's posts. If there's a picture of some of your friends' kids, maybe you haven't had a conversation with that person in a while, like their post. Wish people a happy birthday. Over on the right-hand side of your Facebook page every single day is the list of whose birthdays are today. Just a simple, hey, happy birthday, Johnny. That's all it takes to say, oh, gee, that's Liza. That's the Plexus girl. Just making sure that you are also, you want to make sure that in your customer group, you're also being positive too. Sometimes, when we are having a bad day, maybe we're tired, or maybe you overindulged with dinner. Try to kind of get Plexus into that post. Yes, I'm really tired today. I'm tired right now, but I had 2 pink drinks today, so that is what I would post if I were to post something about having a long day, being tired. It wouldn't be, I've been up since 4:30, I had a horrible day, life is horrible, I'm going to bed. That's not what we want to do. And I've been having conversations with people about this too, and just making sure that you're coming across as that positive, upbeat person, because that's what we are. That's how we want to portray ourselves. Look at the screen. We're all smiling at some point tonight, and that's how we, Shannon, and that's how we want to portray ourselves. We want to portray ourselves with positivity. And when you're talking about the products and the business, that is how you are going to portray yourself if you live your life in a positive manner. And if that comes across in Facebook, that's what you want, and that's what you need people to understand, is that you are positive and you're portraying that to others. Talking about my passion, I love and I find joy daily in those messages from ambassadors when financials come out and you get the text message where it's like, holy, did you see what that was today? They and just changing people's lives when they see what their financials are. Single stay-at-home moms who are getting a couple extra $100 a month, and for the first time they're seeing their financials, and all of a sudden that text message comes through and like, oh my gosh, is this real? Yeah, it's real. Or when you get that text message or a message from a new customer after a couple of weeks, I can't believe it, I'm feeling X, Y, and Z, I'm down 4 inches, I'm sleeping, I'm not having night sweats anymore. That is what drives me. That's my passion. I love helping people both on the business side and on the product side.
Awesome. Thank you, Liza. Okay, next is me, and I'm going to talk about the importance of Facebook. And I just want to say, first of all, that people ask me all the time, can I do this without Facebook? Well, I've heard of people that do it without Facebook, but I don't know anybody personally. So from my experience, Facebook has been the biggest thing that has helped me with my business. I was very much of a homebody and not a real out there social person before Plexus. It has made me more social because I've had to come out of my shell a lot more. But I very much feel like that Facebook is our tool for getting ourselves out there. With Facebook, there's just such an unlimited resource of people. And if you're trying to do it without Facebook, you're going to be so much more limited with your contact base, because let's face it, there's only so many people that we know personally. And yes, you should be talking to those people off Facebook. But with Facebook, our circle is virtually limitless. As long as you're continuing to expand your Facebook circle, you have really an unlimited audience. And that audience is watching you all the time. So that's kind of what I want to talk about, is that, lately I've been watching different people on Facebook, and I would encourage you guys to do that too. And like Kathleen said, to follow people. You don't have to friend people to follow them. And so that's really important, because a lot of the diamonds now are getting close to their limit of how many friends they can accept. So a lot of times they won't accept your friend request, but you can follow them, and they post all of their Facebooks or the Plexus stuff they make public. So I would encourage you to watch the leaders list that comes out every week. The people in the middle of that list that are the top business building bonus people, if you will search them on Facebook and follow them, those people, I've been watching a lot of the really fast growing diamonds lately, and their presence on Facebook is so big and out there. And they post a lot, and they're not annoying posts that are, okay, I had pork chops for lunch. They're exciting, fun stuff that people want to see, and not just all about Plexus, but also about their kids, about their dog, about pictures and inspirational things, funny things that happen. I mean, if you're out and about at the mall and something funny happens, you don't have time to post right then, write it down. If something, in any way you can connect that to Plexus is even better. But always post little things that, if you find it interesting, then other people are going to find it interesting. So if you watch these people on Facebook and you see how much they post and you see the kind of stuff they post, you should follow that and mimic that. And I will say that the people that on my team that are the most successful are the most present on Facebook. I see their name everywhere. If I post something, they like it. If I go and comment on something in their customer group, they're going to like what I commented. They're active, they're liking other people's stuff, they're commenting on other people's stuff, not just prospective people or their own friends, but also other Plexus ambassadors, because it's reciprocal. If you are out there and you are being a friend and you're encouraging and you are helping somebody else's business, people see that and they're going to start helping you with your business. And so it goes back and forth, like Kathleen was talking about on the ambassador groups. If you can go in there and you can encourage and welcome people into the group and answer questions and be that present source of liking this and liking that, those are the people, I'll have somebody join the team and immediately I can tell their presence on Facebook is going to make them successful. They are liking everybody that comes into the group. They're welcoming people with excitement. They're passionate. They're putting themselves right there in the middle of Facebook. Everybody knows their name. By the second week or third week that they're on Facebook, that they're on Plexus, everyone knows who they are, because they are out there and they are making themselves well known to every team, every customer group that they're in. People want to be in their customer groups because their customer group's active. And those are the people that really succeed with Plexus. And so I would suggest that you do not stay behind the scenes. Don't go hide behind your computer and say, I'm just going to watch everybody and I'm just going to post in my own group. It's not going to help. You have to get out there, like Shannon said, and you have to create relationships, because relationships is probably the biggest thing that has gotten me to where I am, is my relationships with other people, whether that's outside my team, upline, downline, sidelines. It's relationships that drive you. So it's so important for you to not feel like that you're doing this by yourself or that you want to do this. If I see somebody that joins my team and I don't hear from them or see them anywhere, it's like, oh, that poor person, they're not going to make it, because they're not involved. And it's the people that are really involved that make it. So I cannot stress that enough, to make yourself known on Facebook, and people will want to buy from you. They'll want to join you if they see that you're well liked by other people. and you're well liked because you like and you comment. And so just make yourself really present. Your reputation really matters. And so always respond to people as soon as possible. If somebody comments on your group, respond to it, like it. If somebody sends you a private message, immediately respond as soon as you can. You know, obviously we've got lives and we can't always be with our phone. Kathleen says she lost her phone 2 weeks ago. She can't even do anything on her phone, but yet she's still working. So, you know, do when you can, respond to people, but always let them know that you're responding. So if somebody asks you a question in your customer group and they say, what is Plexus? Or how much is Plexus? Well, obviously we can't say online what the prices are, but we can private message them. But always say, hi, Sally, I'm going to private message you the answer, so that everyone else watching says, oh, well, she's private messaging them. I want to know too. So you don't want to look like you're making somebody feel like they're hanging and by not answering them, even if you're private messaging, but all those other people are watching too. Always remember that. You have a huge audience of people that are watching. If they're not buying now, they're going to buy later. And so they need to continually see your stuff on there and that you're very active. So I will also say that it will really help your business to take it offline, especially like if you're talking to somebody in a private message and they're interested in Plexus. If they're willing to talk to you on the phone or have coffee with you or go have lunch with you, always try to do that, because you're in person and your voice can come across as much more passionate than what you're typing. And so if you can let, you know, if somebody is really interested in joining, I would suggest that you take it and try to have a conversation with them, because you can get a lot more across in words than you can in typing. Now, some people won't want that. They'll want to just message back and forth, and that's fine. I've signed many people just through private messages. Shanna was one of them. And you can do it through private messages, but, you know, then after they sign up, then I would definitely suggest having some conversation with that person afterwards for training. So that's all I'm going to say about Facebook groups, but I will say that my passion is along the same lines as Shannon and Liza. For me, it's all about the freedom. It's all about seeing other people get freedom with this company. There's, you know, my dreams are coming true. A lot of my dreams have already come true. But seeing other people's dreams come true is like, that fills my cup. So when somebody is able to retire from their job and stay home with their kids, or they're fulfilling their health goals or whatever it is, but they are, all of that, to me, it's all about freedom. And the more I can see somebody get freedom, the better I feel about myself, because I'm helping with that. And so that's my passion, is creating freedom, letting people know that if I can do it, a stay-at-home mom for 18 years with not a college degree, if I can do it and I can make it a diamond, then all my people on my team can do it, if they will follow the advice of the people that have been there before them, and they'll get out there and educate themselves. All the things that we've talked about on this call, if you will do that and apply it, then you can do that too. You can be here on the panel with us, just like we're doing. And that's what's so great about it, is that you don't have to have a special education or special skills or even like 1,000 Facebook friends. You can come in and you can do it all. You just have to work, like Shannon said, you just have to work for it, set a goal, and have a passion. So that is all I have to say. And Amy Kosmalski is next, and she is going to be talking about my very favorite topic, and that's consistency.
Hey team, hey! You know, they did save the best for last. I'm just kidding. I'm joking, because Shannon said she was #1, so I had to get my dig in there. No, you know, it stinks going last after hearing all of you amazing ladies. Just such a great team that we have, great panel here. So I hope everyone is taking notes, like Kathleen said, because I know I have been. But today I am talking about consistency, which for me has been the #1 thing in my business that has really driven me to success. And if you think about it in life, everything that we do with consistency, if we do it right or we do it well, right? If you're a teacher or you're a student or you're an athlete, you have to have consistency in your life. For example, if you're that athlete and you play softball or baseball, you know, you have to learn the perfect stance. You have to learn how to keep your eye on the ball. You have to learn how to hold your arm, you know, and hold the bat and all these different things. And it's frustrating, right? Because you're not going to get it right unless you're some superstar, and I'm not. But it takes a lot of practice and a lot of consistency to get where you want to be. And as long as you have a goal out there in front of you and you're driven by a why, you can get to where you want to be if you're consistent. I did write one thing down, and that is a great John Maxwell quote. And he says, motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. That's the law of consistency. It doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter how many opportunities you receive. If you want to grow, consistency is key. And I love John Maxwell. I dive into many of his books, his YouTube. I get the Minute with Maxwell. Again, these are all things consistently that you can do to grow your business. Basically, consistency is just small things that you repeat every single day. And that's the key. I talk to my team all the time about this business. You can work it part-time, but you cannot work it sometime. That's the bottom line. I'm going to say it again. You can work it part-time, but you cannot work it sometime if you want to be successful. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you work full-time and you're mom of 4 and you have very limited time. If you have 30 minutes a day, that's fine. If you have 8 hours a day, that's fine. Take those 30 minutes a day or 8 hours a day, whatever it is that you have, and be consistent. Create a DMO, which is a daily method of operation for yourself. Write out, it's basically a fancy word for a list. Okay, and you're going to create what you're going to do every single day. And I always start with my income producing activities first. So what do I mean by that? I mean following up with somebody who has reached out to me asking me about the product or the opportunity, or maybe there is an ambassador that has someone just ready to climb over that fence, but they need help with a 3-way call or something like that. Those are the things that I put on my list first to do every single day. And again, the key is consistency every single day. If you dip in and you dip out, you're not only going to lose credibility with your customers and your ambassadors, but you're also going to lose your momentum. And that's really hard to pick back up because what you'll see is if you dip out today, you may not feel it next week or next month. It may take three months to catch up with you, but you will eventually feel it if you dip in and out. For me, part of my consistency is thinking about my why every single day and thinking of what drives you, what drives you every single day. If your why is strong enough, and I'm not talking about your goals because everyone can have goals, right? We can all want a bigger house, a nicer car, more money. We want to give to charity, whatever it may be, but it's your why that drives you. If you consistently every single morning wake up with your why in your mind, I guarantee you that you'll be successful in this business. Following these things, growth conscious versus goal conscious. So what that basically means is you can have your dream board out there and you can have your goals out there, but if you're not concentrating on how you can grow, doing those daily method of operation steps every single day, being consistent with that every single day, you're not going to get to that end goal. Consistency. So here's what I mean with consistency. Here's what you need to do. You need to Facebook post. And I saw somebody ask the question, well, how many times do you post? I can tell you there's never too much. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to post on my personal Facebook wall. Let me tell you, I ditched my group page probably about 6 to 8 months ago, not my ambassador group, my customer group. And I rarely go in there. Why? Because my personal wall, for me personally, gets me where I need to be now. But in the beginning, I needed to use my group, and that's fine. But now I'm very comfortable and very confident posting 5, 6, 7 times a day on my personal wall. And a lot of people might say, well, that sounds like a lot. But here's the thing. If you have a friend that logged in at 8:15 tonight and you post at 8:30, that friend did not see your 8:30 post, because guess what? By 7 o'clock in the morning when they log back in again, that post is way down in their feed. Okay, so you don't have to worry that you're bombarding your friends unless they're sitting on Facebook all day. And guess what? If they're sitting on Facebook all day and you haven't asked them to join your team yet, So Facebook posting every day, chatting Plexus outside. And I saw again somebody asking, how do you bring it up? For me, it's very simple, but other people, I could just walk right up to somebody. The McCalls love saying, have you had your pink drink today? And the person, if they say, what's your pink drink? You lead into that. For me, it's very simple to talk about Plexus, but for those that it's not, just maybe even simply taking your Plexus, taking your little packet of Slim out of your purse or out of your pocket, mixing it in your bottle of water while you're sitting there at gymnastics practice or T-ball. And that can lead you to a conversation right there, just that little action. So being consistent with those types of activities outside of Facebook. Positive affirmations. For me, I have to look at my positive affirmations every single day. I am a diamond ambassador. I am amazing. I am making X amount of money. Whatever it is that you want, that you seek in your life, write it out. Put it on your refrigerator, your mirror, put it in your car. Look at it consistently every day. Maybe it's your home screen on your phone. Educating your team every single day. Personal growth books, reading John Maxwell, Big Al, Sarah Robbins. There are tons and tons of books out there for network marketing and personal growth, and you should be reading. I read at least a half an hour a day from these different books. Like Kathleen and the other panelists, I watch at least one YouTube video a day from some of our diamonds or other great network marketers or motivational speakers. So that's on YouTube. Being on the calls, being here today, this is huge because those that show up, go up. That's the bottom line. If you are in it to win it and you're here, you will go up. You just have to have patience. Success comes from effort, and effort needs to be given every single day. I cannot stress that enough. But you have to give it time. You have to be patient a lot of times and be consistent with building your business every single day. Momentum and results will begin to happen for you, I promise. And I'm going to end with what drives me, right? So my why drives me every single day, and my why is to create a better life and future for my daughter and my son. But when I started, Kayla was 7 and Logan was 1, and Kayla has Down syndrome. So I want to be able to create the best life possible for her. I want to be able to provide a strong foundation, not only financially, but charity work out there in the world, so that when I leave this earth, that everything is so much better for her than it is today. And really what that has led me into, which I didn't expect in the beginning of all of this. And let me tell you, my why has changed over time, but that's my why now. What I have found along the way is that I have found myself. So what I mean by that is we've all had great leadership, right? But a lot of us have learned from our mistakes and learned along the way that maybe what we were taught wasn't the right way. And it's okay to reteach yourself and to re-educate yourself and get out there. When we started, we weren't doing network marketing books or YouTube that much, but now it's something that has just happened and evolved. And the friendships that I have formed in this business are just, they're lifelong. I don't know how many of you out there are moms or dads that have kind of lost your identity since having kids. You had your high school friends or you had your college friends and you kind of lost your identity. And so now for me, it's the friendships and the relationships that really drive me in this business. So thanks.
So true.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy. I love the consistency one because I was telling these girls earlier that all of you need to know that consistency is the main thing that got us to where we are, because had any of us not been consistent, there would be no way we could be here today. If we would just say, oh, well, I'm too busy in my life right now. I'm gonna wait 6 months until blah, blah, blah happens. We wouldn't be here. We had to be consistent each and every day and work our business just like Amy said, even if it's just part-time. You cannot just do it sometime. You have to be in the game. If you want to win the game, you have to be in the game. And you have to do it every day, and you have to be consistent with everything that we talked about. You can be consistent with that every day. And like Amy said, even if you only have 30 minutes, you can be consistent every day for 30 minutes. And lots of people do it. Lots of people do it with full-time jobs. But I love consistency because it's so true with the products. It's true with the business. It's true with friendships. It's true with anything in your life you want to be successful with. If you're not consistent, it's a fail. It's a fail for sure if you're not consistent. If you are consistent, then you'll win. Eventually you'll win. However long it takes you, if you're consistent, you're still moving. And that's the key, is to keep moving. So anyway, we really appreciate you guys coming on the call tonight. I think it was phenomenal information. And like Kathleen said, I learned too. Every time I come on one of these calls, I learn so much stuff, and I've taken notes myself. There were some question and answers, and I thank Sassy Sarah for answering the questions in the group question and answer part. Somebody did ask about the book that Kathleen was talking about, the 4 personalities. We can post that in our groups to make sure that you guys know what that is. A really good book for knowing who you're talking to and who you're advertising to. Does anybody know the author of that book?
Big Al.
Right. Big Al. Should have known that. Okay, so that 4 personalities of MLM marketing, or network marketing, I think is what it's called.
4 colors of network marketing personalities by Big Al.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
And so for everyone that is live on the call right now, or has been throughout the time that we've been on, we're going to do some contests in our groups. We're going to post a post about what did you take away from this call, and you will be entered to win a prize, a t-shirt, or some kind of product, whatever the leader feels like giving out. And so we will post that in all of our ambassador groups after the call is over, because we want to really reward the people that were on the call live. It's really awesome to listen to calls every day, but when you can make the time to be on live, then you know that you are in this and you are doing a great job, and we are really proud of every single person. We had 250 people on the call, and so we are just so excited about that number, and so we want to have a drawing for fun afterwards. So we're going to put a post, and you put what you took away, what was your biggest takeaway from the call. And this call was recorded, and I'm stopping the recording right now.